Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins. To confirm that nothing is sacred anymore in video games, even Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting its own Season Pass plans. Nintendo announced the new Season Pass content for the game today, which will cost $20 or £18 for the Brits, and features 2 DLC packs. The first of the packs, coming this summer, will add the Cave of Trials, a hard mode, and a new feature for the in-game map. Whatever that means. The second pack, coming later this year, will add some new story content and a new dungeon. Season Pass holders will also get access to an exclusive Nintendo Switch shirt for Link, you know, if you choose not to have him run around naked the whole time, I guess. I don't know who's gonna be doing that, but you do you, sure. This isn't the first time that Nintendo has dabbled in Season Passes, of course. Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U also featured a Season Pass that added more tracks and new playable characters. However, the difference is that those packs were available to purchase individually, yet Breath of the Wild only comes with the one big Season Pass. Now, it is Valentine's Day, so love is in the air for a number of online games. If you're curious about which games are adding events in honor of today's date, Grand Theft Auto Online is offering discounts and deals on Valentine's-related clothing, plus double rewards and cash and new playlists. Pokemon Go has also, well, this has kind of been an ongoing one, but they've added an increased spawn rate for all the pink monsters and the red Rattatas, so that's, I guess, they're pinkish. They're pink adjacent, pink purple. So you can feel free to grab all the Porygons and Jigglypuffs you want. Meanwhile, Gears of War 4 updated multiplayer with a new Torque Bow tag mode, complete with Cupid-themed torque bows, because Gears of War is, of course, the first thing you think of when you think of love. World of Warcraft is also getting a handful of Valentine's Day items, pets, and outfits, so you can snatch up those through February 21st. But sadly for Overwatch fans, that game will not be getting a Valentine's Day event, as was confirmed by Blizzard last week, so you'll just have to save that headcanon for another day. Now, the second bit of DLC goes live today for Resident Evil 7. Season Pass owners now have access to 3 new pieces of content in the form of the Banned Footage Volume 2. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, except really gory. Volume 2 features 2 new tapes, which are both part of Resident Evil 7's story, and one that's a little teeny bit sillier. The first of these is 21, a high-stakes game where you literally gamble life and limb against Lucas. The second is Daughters, which shows more of the Bakers before things went into total batshit territory for them, because apparently there was a time. And the last is Jack's 55th birthday, where you have to feed Jack a lot of food for some reason. The Time DLC is exclusive to PS4 until next week, and then it drops for everyone else. So if you're looking for more to do in Resident Evil 7 now that you've finished the game, there you go. Now, with the Switch just 2.5 weeks away, oh my god, it's so close. Nintendo can't seem to stop talking about their upcoming console, and why would they? Because they would be marketing it like hell these last couple of weeks, right? Now, we've now got a few more details about how a former Nintendo president, the late Satoru Iwata, influenced the new system. In an interview with Time, Miyamoto said the idea behind the whole system, being able to take it on the go and connect with other people, was something that was hugely important to Iwata before he passed away in 2015. I still miss him. Other interviews by Nintendo this week have also given us some more confirmation of previous rumors, like the one a few months back that said Nintendo was working on a GameCube Virtual Console. In an interview with French outlet Melty, Nintendo producer Yoshiaki Koizumi said, when asked about GameCube titles, "We are working on some things along those lines. However, they can't announce anything concrete at this time, and if it's not Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, I don't want to hear about it." Ubisoft's hack-and-slash multiplayer game For Honor finally launches today. At the time of writing, it still has 0 reviews, but one thing people are noticing is that it is not afraid to ask for your money. One of the main ways to accomplish anything in the game is in the form of its in-world currency, Steel, which is earned through playing matches. However, Ubisoft is allowing you to bypass all that hassle of playing the game with real-world purchases of Steel, with one of the packs going as high as $100. So that's not a microtransaction, folks. That's like a macro transaction. To be fair, Steel is mostly used to buy cosmetic items, not functional items. So you can play and you can totally avoid spending the money and just grind it out, actually play the game, but still, $100? Come on. Some really in-progress reviews are mentioning the Steel economy as being a little bit cash grabby, so that's not exactly encouraging. And there we have the slippery slope of transactions. The winter update for Battlefield 1 is going live, and the biggest update is ribbons! Lots and lots of ribbons! Yes, in addition to the usual bug fixes and balance adjustments, there are 20 award ribbons to collect, each of which grants you 300 experience when they're unlocked. DICE has also increased the max class rank for each class from 10 to 50, plus you get a battle pack for each 10 levels. Players who rent servers will also get more admin features, like being able to ban and kick players, which, as an admin, are great features to have. It's a pretty big update too. The size of the file is roughly 1.6 gigabytes on PC and 4.6 gigabytes on consoles. We'll be getting lots of Sonic news at the upcoming South by Southwest event next month, which is happening here in Austin. Sega says it's attending the yearly fest and will announce some new details for the upcoming Sonic Mania, as well as a brand new Sonic game at a panel during the show. The panel is set for March 16th and is titled Gotta Go Fast, the official panel of Sonic the Hedgehog. Get out. Sega, go. Sonic Mania is scheduled to come out this year for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, PC, and the Switch. As for the new Untitled game, we know, well, next to nothing about it, except that it's also out this year, probably. Season 2 for Stranger Things, like my shirt, was announced last weekend with a trailer that aired during the Super Bowl, but don't expect this to be the farewell season. Creators Matt and Ross Duffer told Entertainment Weekly that they can see the series lasting as many as 5 seasons. Everything changes as we move forward, so we'll see, Ross Duffer said. Added his brother Matt Duffer, I want it to have a really finite ending. I don't want it to be one of those shows that runs out of gas and they lose it because they're losing interest. You want to end when you're on top. Season 2 is expected to release on Netflix in October on the 31st. Happy Halloween. And hopefully someone's given Eleven some Kleenex for that nosebleed by then. Otherwise, like, girl's gonna have some issues. Also, eat a lot of iron. That will help. You won't get dizzy. Here's another crazy fact about the Suicide Squad movie. And no, we're not talking about Jared Leto sending dead pigs, using condoms to his co-stars to get into character. None of that. Also, how is any of that necessary? But moving on. Believe it or not, the movie's executive producer is, fifth in line for the presidency of the United States. Yes, Stephen Munchin, the producer, is now U.S. Treasury Secretary after he was approved this week by the Senate. He's a former Goldman Sachs executive and was also the executive producer of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And hopefully this doesn't mean that Killer Croc is also in line for a cabinet position. A fan project to digitally preserve every Super Nintendo cartridge has died thanks to the post office. It's true, a shipment of 100 cartridges was apparently lost by the US Postal Service as it was en route from Germany to New Jersey, where a fan and amateur archivist was planning to digitize the collection. The shipment from a European collector was worth somewhere between $7,500 and $10,000 and was the second of 5 packages that were going to be digitized. The amateur archivist named Bayou, it's an internet name, I can't pronounce it, tried to get help on Reddit to track the package down but had no luck. I'd rather start working on reimbursing the sender now as game prices only go up, he wrote. He lent me 100 valuable games and now I can't send his games back. While this is a very, very sad story, losing something in the mail is, it's kind of the most retro way for this project to die. So if you gotta go by post. That's all the news we have for you guys today. Let us know what you think of the stories in the comments below. And to make sure you get all the news from every corner of the internet, make sure you like this video. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to The Know.
That was a flawless read, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah, it was flawless.
Fuck yeah!
Is it always like that?
No, but...
My first read back yesterday was a little bit rough. That's a lot. And not bad though. So now that we're used to 10 gig updates, I'm like, gig, 5 gigs here and there. Well, that's not even a problem.